So you've gone through a number of steps. You now have your Coinbase account set up. You've got some crypto that you're holding on Coinbase, but you're shocked because in a previous video I let you know that you didn't own that crypto. Because it's sitting on Coinbase's site, the consumer or the pro version, the private keys that control that crypto belong to Coinbase, not you. Therefore, you don't own it. But there are steps you can take to protect your account so that it doesn't fall, your assets don't fall into the wrong hands. And in this video, I'm going to walk through a little bit of a demonstration on how you set up those protocols so that your funds are protected on Coinbase. We'll jump into that demonstration now, and I will catch you on the other side.
Let's talk a little bit about securing your Coinbase account. And there have been some nice enhancements here. I think in a previous video, I alluded to the fact that you needed to use the Coinbase Pro experience for certain security options. Coinbase has corrected that. They've improved that quite substantially, and you can do it all here in the consumer experience if you'd like. So let's take a look at some of that. So from your main dashboard, if you click on your image, or this may be your initials if you haven't placed an image there yet, you can go to settings, and you've got a bunch of options here. The first one I'll point out actually has nothing to do with security, but it's an interesting capability in which you might be interested. Direct deposit. So you can have a portion of your paycheck or all of your paycheck, if you so choose, directly deposited to your Coinbase account. And you can select the asset that you want your US dollars converted to when that deposit occurs. And your routing number and all those great things are right here for you to provide to your employer. Additionally, you can get your tax refunds. I'm sure you're aware that your tax refunds can be directly deposited into your bank account. Same is true for your Coinbase account now. So an interesting capability, one that you might want to explore. But back to security. Now I have to be a little bit careful here because I don't want to expose a bunch of information about myself. But clicking on the security tab here, you have a number of options. I'm going to advise that you get yourself a YubiKey and configure that YubiKey as your primary method of authentication, your primary method of two-step verification for your Coinbase account. Hands down, the most secure way to protect your assets on the platform, and one layer in the approach to securing those same assets. So the security tab is job number one. Job number two would be to configure the allow list. I'm going to click on this and I'll have to blank some of this stuff out, but the allow list, you enable it here, you add addresses here, and I've got my stuff blanked out for obvious reasons, but you can add the receive addresses for various coins that you wish to allow withdrawals to. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is a really cool way to add yet another layer of security to your Coinbase setup. If someone were to compromise your username and password, and let's say you weren't using a YubiKey, they were to come in here and modify your allow list. Anytime an address is added to this list, there is a series of notifications that happen They come to you, they go to you, and there's a 48-hour delay before any deposits or withdrawals can happen relative to this account. So a lot of checks and balances, if you will, giving you the opportunity to contact Coinbase and alert them of any wrongdoing. Now, those of you who've been around crypto for any period of time might say, well, Ron, Coinbase is notorious for not being responsive. And historically that's totally accurate. But what I have noticed this year, actually starting in 2021, I have to say, what I have noticed is that Coinbase has expanded its view of support. And if you're having trouble getting a response via the standard support mechanism, I'll call it, Coinbase has been extremely responsive to social media alerts for support issues. I have seen a few of these pop up on LinkedIn, and it seems to be literally minutes before Coinbase responds to those things, asking for more details, case numbers, contact info, et cetera, et cetera. So it does appear that after having gone public, Coinbase is really focused on improving the support aspect of their operation and ostensibly doing a great job at it.
All right, that's all there is to it. Very straightforward, no rocket science here. A few simple steps that you can take to secure the funds that you're holding on Coinbase. And I highly recommend that you go through those steps to ensure that you are safe. Now, with that in mind, I'd like to take this idea of safety of your assets a bit further. And in the video that pops up on the right-hand side of your screen, we're going to talk about taking ownership of your assets. That is, moving those funds out of Coinbase and into a wallet over which you have complete control. So take a look at that next video, and you'll see me over there.